Guinea pig!
Hi, I'm Alyne. Welcome to my kitchen. And today I am going to be making pizza dough.
Pizza!
Because I'm going to be making a homemade pizza and some homemade cheese sticks. So, the pizza dough is going to be my first video. And the cheese sticks and the homemade pizza will be my second and third videos. So, this is what I have. And you'll see I have quite a bit on my little island here. I have 2 glass bowls that are empty. I have some cooking spray, and I have some plastic wrap. And we will be using that here after I get my dough made up. Here in my measuring cup, I have 1 1/3 cups of warm water. I'm going to go ahead and put that in my mixer.
Twisty, twisty.
Here I have 1 tablespoon of granulated sugar. That's the white sugar. Put that in here. In this one I have 1 package of fast rising yeast. Now the recipe calls for active dry yeast, but you can use the fast rising yeast. Now, that's all I had at home right now, so that's what I'm using. And what you do is you just kind of sprinkle that on top of the water and sugar mixture. And we're going to let that sit and bloom for 10 to 15 minutes. And that's just to make sure that the yeast is alive. And I will show you what that looks like once it has bloomed. In my other little bowls here, I have 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil, 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt, and 3 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. And these will be used for my dough. Now once this has bloomed, like I said, it'll take 10 to 15 minutes. I'll mix that up, and then we'll start adding the other ingredients. And you see the yeast is on top of the water and stuff, and it is already starting to activate a little bit. So what we'll do is we'll let that sit for 10 to 15 minutes. We'll come back, and then we'll go from there. Okay, y'all, it's been about 12 minutes, and it has bloomed. And I think Piggy's going to show y'all what that looks like. Hopefully there's enough light to see that. You'll see the little bubbles and stuff in it where it's kind of foam look. But that's what blooming yeast looks like. So, now I have to add my salt to my flour. It says to whisk it together. I'm just going to mix it together. And do that. Let's set aside. Okay, over the yeast mixture, got the dough hook attachment. Now on mine, which is a KitchenAid, the highest I can use my KitchenAid with the dough hook attachment is on setting 2. And that comes standard, I think, with all KitchenAid mixers. Okay, it says once the yeast mixture has set for 10 to 15 minutes, stir the oil into the mixture. And I'm going to pour that. And the way I'm going to stir it in, y'all, is I'm just going to lift up my thing, and I'm going to let the whisk or the hook stir that oil in.
Twisty, twisty.
Yeah, that stirred that in. Okay. Now, if you don't have a dough hook attachment with a mixer, you can do this by hand. You want to mix the flour into the yeast mixture. Now, I have a attachment here that allows me to add the flour. Y'all might not have seen me use this before. I had it put up and didn't really know where it was at, and we found it. And I'm going to use it. It makes it easier putting the flour in there without getting it all over everywhere. And I'm just going to add this in batches until it mixes. And this will be a little bit of a process. And I can add the flour as it's mixing. And I'll tell you, it is time consuming to make your own homemade pizza dough, but it is so well worth it in the end.
You know what's in it?
You know, you can take pride in having done this. You see, it's blending together very well.
It's banging up a little bit on that side. There you go. Scoop it down in there. Scoop it down in there.
And that's the good thing about it. I can always turn this off and scrape this down real well. And the one thing I really like about homemade pizzas is you can put whatever toppings you want on your pizza. And if you wanted a garlic rosemary crust or something, you could probably put you some garlic or rosemary in the dough here. Or if you wanted a Parmesan crust, you could put some Parmesan cheese in here. This just, that's a really wonderful thing about making your own, is you can make it to your taste. And if you don't want so much salt in it, you can always adjust the salt. And I'm sure if you don't want that whole tablespoon of flour or a tablespoon of sugar in it, you could probably use about a half a tablespoon of sugar, or you could substitute honey. It's entirely up to you. Good. I'm going to stop this for just a second, and I'm going to scrape down my sides. Make sure all my flour gets incorporated here. And I have to tell you, I've been craving pizza for a while. And there's only maybe one or two places that fix pizza like I like it. But I'm just going to tell you, I don't like a lot of sauce on my pizza. And there's a place nearby that makes a barbecue chicken pizza. And they use barbecue sauce, and they have bacon and onions and barbecue chicken on theirs. And really like their pizza. But I don't like a really saucy marinara sauce pizza. I'm very particular. Now it's going to start incorporating. Is that on two? Okay, that's on two. Normally I'm on that side where I can see it, but the way this is set up right now, I'm on this side. And you'll see that's coming together very quickly.
Boy, that dough's smelling good.
It does. It smells really good. And as y'all can see, this is coming away from the bowl, sides of the bowl. It's already formed a ball. And that's how quickly this comes together, y'all. We are ready to put this into a bowl and let this be separated. Let me set this over here out of my way. I'm going to lower this. Take my hook off. Take this off. And I'm going to bring these bowls over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray both bowls. It doesn't take a lot. Just a little bit of spray. You clean off my hook. And that, as I say, should slide pretty much right off, and it did. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate this dough into halves. And I'm just going to use that right there and do that. And you want to form two balls of dough. And y'all have to say it's a little sticky, but that's okay. You can knead it a little bit more if you want. You don't have to. And y'all, I found that out the hard way. You don't have to knead this particular dough for a long period of time. You just make your dough up, form your balls. And you want to coat it with a little bit of that oil on each side. And that's all you have to do is just turn that over. Which that's what I should have done, is sprayed my hands. That's a tip for you when you're dealing with this dough. You can just, when you're handling it, spray your hands with a little bit of the cooking spray. And that dough will come right off of it. It won't be no big problem.
As y'all can see, she's made some work for the piggy.
Oh, yeah.
Washy.
That's fine. Now,
Oh, that's great, because that gives me an opportunity to use some more of that chore soap we just got in from Brazos Valley Soaps. Man, I'm going to tell you what, that stuff is awesome.
she has a soap that is called chore soap that is for greasy stuff, washing dishes. You can wash out your microwave with it, clean out your oven with it. It's good soap.
It's taking old baked on grease, using a little steel wool with it. But it's taking old baked on grease off of them pans we use. It's going to take me a little while to work on them, but man, I tell you what, that chore soap just makes it a breeze.
And the thing about it is, piggies use them, that scouring pad on them pans before, it ain't come clean.
Put that chore soap with it, boy, it's doing the job.
Sorry, I had to wash my hands, y'all. Now, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some plastic wrap over this. This is what the recipe calls for. And before I do, I'm going to tear it off and I'm going to spray my wrap, y'all. That way, if the dough rises that high, I don't think it will. It's been known to. I can have that sprayed plastic wrap over my dough. And what I do, I'll put this over it, and then I'll get me a towel and set it over it, and I'll set it in a warmer place and let it rise, and it will have to sit for an hour.
Put some slick-em up on it so it don't stick.
Right. Grab me a couple towels that will work. And then get one more piece for this one. But you see what I'm doing here? I'm just basically just, tell you what, Pig, you just want to go ahead and spray that for me? Yeah, that's enough. That way I can just go ahead and set this over this. Go ahead and do this. Makes it easier when you got 4 hands, y'all. Even 3 helps.
Y'all didn't even see where that come from. How'd she get that third hand?
Okay. Now what I'm going to do is cover these up, set them up there by my ovens, and let them rise. And we'll be back in about an hour after they've risen. And we'll work on making pizza dough for our pizzas. So see you in an hour. Okay, we're back. It's been right at an hour.
We're back.
My dough has risen. And as you can tell, it has doubled in size in this bowl. And I will get the other bowl and show you. It has doubled in size here as well. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to set this right here to the side for just a minute. And I'm going to put a little bit of flour on my, I call it my dough thing, but it's actually a
cutting sheet.
Cutting board.
Cutting board, cutting sheet. It's
Yeah.
a cheap piece of white plastic that has served her well for years.
Yeah, I've had it now. Probably good, probably a good 20 years or better. And really the only thing I use this one for now is just for rolling out biscuits and dough and stuff. Now, I don't know if Piggy has showed you. I have a round pizza pan.
There's a round one.
And I have a cookie sheet here.
There's the cookie sheet.
And I plan on making a pizza and some cheese sticks.
Was a very old rolling pin right there.
That rolling pin is probably close to 70 years old.
Boy, it's nice.
And I got a fork. This is my dough.
There's my fork.
This is a dough doctor for me today, y'all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch down my dough. And this video itself is just about the dough. It's the pizza dough itself. Let me open the door for just a second. There you go. And like I said, this is just about the pizza dough. This is not about the pizza. This is not about the cheese bread. I'll do that on a separate video. I'm just going to show you how I do mine.
Pizza, pizza, pizza.
All right, we ain't doing that.
Not sure where I'm getting that rhythm from.
I don't know where you're getting the rhythm from, but I know what the words go to.
No, not that pizza.
Okay. This is all homemade pizza. But anyway, I'm going to roll this out. Set this over here, out of my way. And I'll try to do a round pizza. And I'm going to do a rectangular pizza. I'm just going to tell you, getting that dough round is something else. I normally just do the cookie sheets when I do pizza.
Get it on there however you can. As long as it's got the ingredients and baked up, we'll eat it either way.
That's it. Now, that's the thing about homemade pizza. It don't gotta be perfect, y'all. If you don't have a perfect pizza dough, you know, that's
All
fine.
it's got to do is taste good.
That's it. Just gotta taste good. It don't gotta be the perfect round. It don't gotta be the perfect this, perfect that. You'll see I'm just kind of pulling it a little bit. And pizza dough should be able to be pulled a little. Have a little stretch to it.
We ain't no Italian pizza place. Get it up there and twirl it around on a finger.
Now they offer you the hand twirl. They offer you the hand or thin crust, thick crust, handmade, whatever. Well, I can tell you right now, all of mine are handmade, whether they're thick or thin or whatever. And I'm fixing to put this over here on this right here.
And folks, I tell you, this is a treat for the pigs. It's been a while since she's done one of these.
It really has. I don't think I've made pizza since we had our regular stove. And I cooked it in my big oven. So that's been a good homemade pizza anyway. It's been a good 3 years.
You hadn't had nothing big enough to put your pizza pan in, and then when we did,
Yeah.
the pizza pan was hid up somewhere. We had to find it. We come across it and found it. We pulled it out since we got the room. She thought,
And y'all say I'm docking, just putting holes in. The reason I'm doing this is to keep the pizza dough from bubbling up and getting really thick and airy. Now you do the same thing to a pie crust. When you make pie crust, you dock it. You put the holes in the bottom of it.
she's docking it, folks. You can't see the water in the boat, but she's docking it.
I used to have a dough docker that belonged to my grandmother, and moving so many different times throughout the years, it got lost in transit somewhere. But that's that dough. I've got my flour still here. I'm going to make my other dough real quick that's going there. And you'll see I'm getting this right here up. And what I do, now, you don't have to do this, but when I get my dough on my pans, I am going to put it in the oven for about 5 minutes at 350 degrees and do a par bake. It's a pre-bake on my dough, and that just keeps my dough from being extremely wet or doughy when I make my pizzas. I like my dough to be done. That's just me. And this one right here, I'm going to kind of do in a rectangle. Do this and do that flour there and flip that over, and you see I'm I'm tearing my dough here, but that's okay. These things happen. I got dough right there on my counter. My counter's clean, so I'm fixing to go ahead and put that flour right there.
It won't be by the time she's done, but that's all right. It's called a dish rag.
It's called washing it off and drying. That's exactly what it's called.
Pig wasn't trying to be exact.
All right. Take this one up. This one right here is going to be my cheese bread. And the thing about this is when you make pizza or cheese bread or anything like this, you get to make with what you want to put in. Okay, so move this right here out of my way. There's more pallets, one of them. Oops, got me knock that off.
You done with that anyhow,
I
ain't
am
you?
done with that.
All right.
What I'm going to do with this right here, again, I'm going to stretch it out just a little bit so it fills that pan up. And I'm going to take my fork.
Duck in.
And I'm going to poke me some holes all across this dough. Okay. Y'all, that's my pizza doughs right there. I'm going to pop them in the oven for 5 minutes. And let those bake. And I'm going to put that timer down to 5 minutes. Like I said, if you don't want to do that, you don't have to do that. That's entirely your choice. I just happen to like doing that. So while that's cooking, I'm going to put this stuff that needs to be put in the sink. And we'll be back when that comes out of the oven. I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, y'all, the dough is out of the oven from the par bake. And this is what it looks like. You'll see right here, I didn't quite get it docked very well. It's got a little bit of a bubble in it, so I'm just going to push that bubble out. But it looks good, and I can make my pizza here, do my cheese bread here, and Happy Guinea Pig and I are going to have a good supper.
Oh.
But this is my pizza dough. This is start to finish how I make it, and have it ready to go from whatever I want on it. So I thank you very much for watching my video. And I want to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed to my channel. And for those of you who are watching and haven't subscribed, please hit that red subscribe button. Click on the bell icon and hit all, and you'll be notified the next time I upload a video.
Share that thing.
Yeah, share the video if you liked it. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. If you didn't like it, give me a thumbs down. And if you really liked it, leave me a comment and tell me what you think. So, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. Bye, y'all. Bye, y'all.
Where's my phone?